physically moving people and furniture and equipment in, because we'll be ready pre-higher ground of 2025, and then certainly team gets back from higher ground 2025, we're right into this building and we're ready to go.
John, I would say it's a mix of private donations and university funding, correct?
It is, yeah. So $134 million project. The athletics department and UCATS and the UC Foundation have worked to raise a large percentage of that, but the university's support and financing has been critical to help get this project done and get it over the top.
And when specifically will the first student athlete be able to actually benefit from this and be in here doing something?
So the goal is next summer, right? So maybe it's summer workouts, right? Even if the offices aren't all fully moved in June, but we're doing player-led workouts, then there's no reason why we couldn't be in here in June and July of next year.
How smooth of a process has it been? I mean, every construction project, whether it's a bathroom at your house or something this big, how difficult has it been? Has it been pretty smooth?
It has been. You know, we I think like any other construction project in the area, we've experienced the impact of what all is going on around us, right, which creates demand for materials and labor. So we have experienced some of that, right, that we've had to pay a premium on some things maybe, or adjust our schedule slightly just because of the market. But overall, I mean, our campus PD&C planning, design, and construction team has done a phenomenal job to serve our athletics department and university as a whole, right? And we feel like from the beginning, the consensus with athletics and campus was this is a show point and a main entryway for our entire campus, and we wanted to reflect the uniqueness of the University of Cincinnati, even down to the architecture, right? We've got some fantastic and unique looking buildings, and this is going to be yet another one, but from our perspective, we're really excited about the functionality of it, and we can't wait to get in there in 2025.
Do you know what the most difficult aspect of the facility was to pull off or install?
So I think it was in the design of the actual exterior of the building, the envelope, as the construction folks say, right? There were several iterations of design that involved a lot of complicated implementations of steel usage and folding and where light gets in and where it doesn't. So I think we came to a practical but impressive solution and medium and design on the outside that you can kind of see is really going to create that unique moment, but we're still able to be completed in a timely manner.
What's the last thing that gets installed? What's the last piece of material that goes into this thing?
That's a great question. I think it's probably the furniture itself, right? I mean, the field and all of that is going to be in as soon as they've got the lights in, right? So we'll go building, lights, utilities and conduit, and then the field. But we'll be down to the last few days, I'm sure, on whether it's faucets or couches and carpet, right, and graphics as well.
How does this help you stand out against other Big 12 and Power 5 schools?
Yeah, so a lot of our coaches and other athletic department administrators, right, have been around the country and been at other Power 5 schools and seen that we're one of the few Power 5 schools that didn't have an indoor facility, right, for all of our programs and for football. So in that regard, it gets us up to, as our athletic director likes to say, the table stakes of being in the Big 12. But I think where we've taken it to the next level is with the efficiency and accessibility for the day-to-day work of our student athletes, right? I think I've been at places where, yeah, you have an indoor, but that it's maybe not adjacent to where they're going to train every day, where they're going to rehab, where they're going to have their team meetings, where they're going to eat, and we were able to put that all into one project.
And how do you think that it'll affect recruitment?
Oh, it already has. I mean, the guys that are out there and our recruiting staff and general manager Zach Grant have been using this full scale in their advantage, and from what we hear, the returns are great, and guys can't wait to play in here.
I think you've talked about it before, but did you take any inspiration from any other campuses, any other buildings around the country to kind of build this one?
Yeah, so I mean, we did a lot of we did site visits, right? When we were during our last year of the American, we took visits down when we were playing at SMU. We went over to TCU, we drove down to Baylor, and then all of last year when we were at Oklahoma State and other places, and then just drawing experience from where other coaches on our staff and other administrators have been. So we did try to make it a little bit uniquely Cincinnati, but tried to get some lessons learned from others as well.
John, can you speak to, there'll be several donors out there, the donor
Yeah, sure. Donor support has been a tremendous reason as to why this facility's been able to get off the ground, right? We've got kind of our lead donors are Larry and Rhonda Shakely, and they've just been tremendous assets for our institution and our athletics department. I mean, their story's been told several times, right? But not even alums, just people that love the city and came around to support the Bearcats as for what the Bearcats can do for the city, right? So them and several other donors have stepped up, and there's some great naming opportunities that still remain. So if anybody's interested, please reach out to our UCATS team, because we would love to put a bow on some of those and make sure that every room and every space has a name on it.
What would you say was the most important thing that you wanted to implement when building?
So I think it was that it was going to be functional and fit the needs of a Power 5 football team, right? Because everybody can have a roof over a field, right? That part was a given. We know we could have a roof over a field and we could have shelter from the elements, which we obviously need. But we tried to think ahead, and we tried to think about staff growth. We tried to think about recruiting, and we tried to think about NIL, mental health support, and technology, right, in the weight room, how things are going to change. So I think just trying to be prepared for all the aspects of kind of the holistic development of our student athletes was the key there.